Well, good morning. Welcome to Simple Living PEI. My name's Tammy, if you haven't been here before, and welcome to my channel. It is clean out day. So, we're going to go through the pantry, go through the freezer. We have a freezer meal day coming up soon. So, one, I need to tidy that disaster of a freezer over there. But, had a couple of jobs that we got done. Menu plan for the week is ready. But part of our freezer clean out, so we're going to clear out some veggie scraps and some chicken bones and things, because I think we're going to get some stock made. It's going to end up going back in the freezer, of course, but it'll be tidier. So check out what we're doing today. So we've got just some random carrots and cabbage in here. There's some leftover celery. This is mostly from our cabbage roll making. There are 3 chicken carcasses. There's a pork bone. That's actually for dinner tomorrow night. We're making some bean and cabbage soup because we still actually have a cabbage left. So this is going to go into a screaming hot oven. It's going to roast and thaw out because, of course, they're frozen. We're going to get all this in the stock pot. Stock is on the go. I mean, look at that. So it looks a little weird. So we've got all those chicken carcasses and we have steam. Sorry guys. Let me turn this around and we'll just talk. So what I did is I had, I think about 4 carrots that were starting to wilt a little bit. So I've got those in there. I smashed 3 heads of garlic, literally put them on the counter and went smush, skins and all, who cares. A couple of onions in there. Believe it or not, in the freezer clean out, which I'm going to show you here shortly, there was a few green beans in there that were in there probably a little longer than they should have been. So I put those in there, some bay leaf and some thyme and a little bit of pink salt, Himalayan pink salt. So this is going to cook for probably about 5 hours. I'll show you how it's going to come out later on. Well, you know, kind of can't pass out a deal. So I did something for the first time today. Yeah, I said canning was over. I guess I wasn't quite right, but check out this. So we had to go and get a few little things at the Big W. And if you've ever been there, they sometimes have fruits and veggies that are not quite perfect anymore. So I actually picked up 4 pineapples for $1 each. Now one did turn out to be a little super ripe and a little bruised, but I did actually get quite a bit of pineapple out of all 3 that were pretty good, that I'm going to can up and we'll use them for pineapple upside down cake, for carrot cake, for sweet and sour sauce. You just have to take the little hand blender to it and just kind of, clean it all up. Now, like I said, there was the one that just was not so good, and yeah, that it ended up going into the compost, so there was kind of no way around that. Like I said, I did end up with 4 pineapples, 3 were good, ended up with 5 jars of pineapple chunks, and I'm actually really, really impressed with how they came out. Now, if you've ever cleaned a pineapple, you really need to get the little eyes and everything out. So if you're going to can pineapple, they all have to be gone. Clean them right up. Any brown spots, anything at all. Because if you can the eyes, there could actually be little things in the eyes that aren't so great for canning. Now, of course, when I was all done chopping up the pieces that I kept, we went through, I washed them really well too before we actually put them in the jars. So, but sticky job. I forgot about that. That's where I dropped the slice on the floor. Thank goodness I washed the floors actually last night. But, hey, wash it off, keep going. It's not like it's going to cause a problem. When life throws you pineapples on the floor, you wash them and you keep going. But anyway, to get to the point, if you're going to can pineapple and if you're going to get into safe canning, like I said, you just have to clean the pineapple really, really well. And in this case, all the pineapple that was bruised did go into the compost, so you really can't can that safely. And bruised pineapple, personally, I am not a fan of bruised pineapple. Those are pineapple seeds. Should we save them? In case you're curious, we ended up saving 6 pineapple seeds. So, yeah, we're going to give it a try and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe I'll grow a pineapple plant. I may not get a pineapple, but that's not the point. The point is, let's see if we can grow it. But anyway, the jars themselves, I actually hot canned those, which meant I poured boiling water on that pineapple, and then of course when I put the lids on and cleaned, I should say, the rings, kind of forgot to get rid of the air pockets, so here I go shortly with a knife and tapping in there. But you just go in. If you're going to hot water bath them, you put the hot water in, put it in the hot pot. Make sure you follow the timing from the National Center for Home Preservation, and you've got fabulous canned pineapple you can use for the rest of the year. Now, I put no sugar, no anything. Pineapple is a high acidic food, so perfectly safe for water bath canning, or in my case, steam canning. And my whole house, as I was cutting up that pineapple, it seriously smelled really, really good. And I stole a piece. It tasted good. So I've made a mess of the freezer. So I'm gonna pull our menu sheets down here first. There we go. So when we wrote these, with everything that we had done last freezer day, it actually worked out pretty well. So we've got 1 sweet and sour chicken left, 1 sweet and sour meatball, 1 chicken parmesan casserole left, and 1 lasagna casserole left. And 2 shepherd's pies. So everything else we pretty much used up. Now those last few will go on to our next menu plan, and I will add them to our next sheet of paper, but this thing is a mess. So I've got a couple of bins, got some bags. Gonna pull some things out, put them outside because it's really nice and cold outside. But we're gonna get all the berries out, and then we'll get the bread out of the way and kind of organize where our next batch of freezer meals, the chicken stock, and any leftover soups or anything are all gonna go in here. So time to clean it up. bin reorganization. So this one here, basically like acorn squash. These are like half a cup of tomato sauce, and these, actually measured these ones out. A couple of taco sauce, a couple of stock that are in bags. Things that need to get used up first. Now this guy, there's actually 3 packages of beets left for dinners, an entire bag of chili peppers from the garden, and these guys, Hershey Score chocolate bars. These make fabulous chocolate chip cookies. Bang them all up when they're frozen, stir them in, perfect. Okay, so that was a really fast job, and to be honest, it probably doesn't look any different to you guys. But I did it as quick as I could so the freezer didn't work too hard. But what I've done is those few loose tomatoes, all the berries are back there. This is all my collection of Purdy's chocolate. Oh my gosh, if you've never had Purdy's, they're out of Vancouver. Trust me, Purdy's. So this one here is a little bit of a mishmash, but not too bad. There's shepherd's pies, and in behind are the cabbage rolls. We have 1 ginger pork, which I honestly did not know was there. A couple of sweet and sour sauces, 1 sweet and sour chicken. These are actually our ingredients for our pizzas. So when you can get really cheap ham, throw it in the freezer. This pile back here are all of our tortillas and our pizza dough, and there's also some naan back there for like quick pizzas. Our butter back there is, but you can't barely see, all back in there. That's our shredded zucchini. We've been using it. I've been a good girl. So these are our random little bags, our soup mixes back there, our celery, our peppers. This is all our green beans. Now these drawers, that drawer and the bottom 2 shelves are technically not done yet. So we have 1 lasagna casserole and 1 chicken parm casserole left. That's just some extra pineapple, our blueberries. But all these things of hamburger and whatnot that we have at the bottom, that's part of our freezer meals, and they'll all go right there with our chicken stock. So believe it or not, this is organized. Scary, isn't it? But we will let the freezer catch up. Yeah, so that kind of job I have to do quick. I ended up not putting the bin outside. Once I pulled everything out, I really didn't want to get in there and wipe it all down because it's not quite cold enough to put everything outside to give the freezer a good wipe down. But all the bags of frozen veggies, we actually cleaned out the little freezer in the kitchen. You'd be amazed. Check it out. You can see in here. So what we have though are, because we didn't get as many veggies out of the garden as we wanted to, because, you know, hey, it happens. We do have some frozen bags of veggies like broccoli, cauliflower. We have the frozen mixed veggies that we're going to use for our tater casserole and things like that. But yeah, I'm losing a bag of veggies. Just a minute. There we go. And 1 little frozen pizza, but that's a Hawaiian pizza. That's for me. But anyway, guys, that's our adventure for today. It's not a big adventure this week. Prepping for a big freezer meal day. We've got quite a few meals planned. And like I said, that pineapple, this stuff right here, it's still a little bit warm. Oh, I'm telling you, so good. It's the first time I've ever canned pineapple on my own. I've had it. Oh, it's so tasty. But yeah, Like I said, that was quick. Got the pineapple done. We've been doing a lot of work around the house now that Freddie's done work for the season. Excuse me, glasses are falling again. There are a lot of other house things that gets done that I just can't do on my own, so Freddie does it. We're also insulating that spot where we don't have the window upstairs to kind of keep it nice and warm in here until they get in here in the spring to finish the repairs. But hey, heads up to the contractor that boarded up that side of the house. So weather tight, switching arms again, sorry. So we don't have to worry too much about any wind or water. It's just chilly, of course, upstairs. So we've sealed that room off and we've got some insulation in that window. But anyway, that's it for this week. And next time we meet, it'll be freezer meal day. That's going to be a busy day. And, well, I guess we'll talk soon. So thanks for coming out while we do our Simpler Life on PEI. And all you guys have a fabulous day as you prep for your holiday. Bye for now. Well, I know I already said goodbye, but thought I'd show you how our stock turned out. It's pretty late. Fred went to bed probably about an hour ago, but he did help me strain stock first. It's kind of dark over here, isn't it? Sorry, guys. But anyway, to get to the point, got my Huggle on because it's a little bit. Okay, so the wind chill's minus 14. If you're not in Canada, so if you happen to be in the US, minus 14 is cold. I don't know the conversion. I know it's not that far from 0 Fahrenheit, but minus 14 right now. So I got the wood stove on. We actually still don't actually have the furnace itself on at our house. It is just the wood stove, and I have the one little oil-filled radiator upstairs, but we just kind of use that to keep the upstairs warm. I have a meowing kitty somewhere. But anyway, we strained this out a little bit. So it's a really deep, dark stock. So what I did, like I said, is I roasted the chickens and the veggies all in the oven for probably about an hour or so. Then we put it in the big stock pot, this guy here. Oops. That cooked for longer than the 5 hours I thought. It actually cooked for about 7 hours. We added some onion, the garlic, like we talked about, the bay, the thyme. We strained it out. It's going to get cold. I'm going to put it in the wood room once it's a little bit cooler to handle. I mean, I can touch the pot, but that's about it. Going to leave it in the wood room so it gets nice and cold. Take that little bit of grease off, and then it's going to go into some plastic containers and in the freezer. So, except for this one. This stuff here, this is for supper tomorrow. But that is our little bit of getting ready for our next freezer day. So I hope you guys all have a great night. And once again, thanks for watching Simpler Living PEI, and come along with us as we do our simpler life. Bye for a second time.